Hey man, today is the last day. So before you go, we must toast a bottle of beer.
Alright.
I'll be there tonight at the after party.
After party?
After party.
Where?
Uh, it's near Molito Mall.
Oh, in Molito.
Yeah, there's
Oh, fun.
a pub, a brewery there. That's where they're having it tonight. So Dennis knows the place, I think.
Hi everybody, welcome to that second game of the day, and yeah, just arrived and as I see is already a goal. Not even the time just to introduce you the game that it went really fast right now for Indonesia, and they scored the first goal of the game in less than 1 minute. So as I told you, as I wanted to tell you, sorry, same place, same game, but not the same bout right now. It's the men's bout, and it's again Indonesia who fights Malaysia. And as you see, it went really fast for Indonesia because they scored a really early goal at the very beginning of the game. I remind you that the same game occurred right now in the just before in the women's bout, and Indonesia won 10-0, and right now Indonesia is still pushing again. They're pushing again, and unfortunately for Indonesia, they are lost. They lose the puck because of a stick infringement.
Hey guys, Jackie. Let's look at the camera.
And Indonesia is
I got your good side there.
still pushing again. Look at that. It's going not far from the goal. But Malaysia defends pretty hard and pretty well, and for the moment they are still looking for some backup on the wall. But Indonesia is really. Oh, and that's maybe it will be a counter attack right now. Maybe a nice action again from Malaysia. They are still going at it, but no, just a foul was signaled by the referees just before that counter attack. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad, and it's against Malaysia. But yeah, it came pretty fast on the Malaysian side. And Indonesia got the puck back. Indonesia who will try to pass into the right corner. But nice defense again by Malaysia, who just took the puck back and tries to drive on the left wall. But as usual, that's a really nice battle between those two, and nice flick. Maybe he just found the way. Nope. Yeah, that's a really hard labor. That's a really hard work. But for the moment, Malaysia just keep on having the puck, but they just lost it right now. The flick just found nobody. But Indonesia committed a foul on the way, so Malaysia still got the advantage right now. And Malaysia is back at it again, trying to drive onto the left wall. It's complicated to try to find a way right now, but once again, and this time I think it's an illegal use of the free hand, of the free arm, sorry, against Malaysia. So right now it's Indonesia who will try to push and try to score the second goal of the game. It's on again. Nice pass into the center, but Malaysia almost stole the puck, but Indonesia is still on the rush. Indonesia is still pushing right now, and they are gaining meter by meter, meter by meter. It's going directly in the other side, completely on the left side of the court, but maybe Indonesia on that breakthrough will try to score. Nice nice handle from of the puck from Indonesian right now, but they try to find the way. They try to score again, maybe on that break. Oh, he pushed really hard, but does the puck win in? It looks like not. They're still pushing again, but I think this time it went in. No goal, said the referees. No goal because of a foul fist, a glove foul. Sorry, on the action, but it was not far from it. Not far from the second goal of the game. So Malaysia for the moment is still alive. Malaysia still got the opportunity to get back into the game, put another assault, and try to give them a bit of fresh air as usual. So it's still 10 minutes, a bit less than 10 minutes remaining in the second half, and Malaysia tries to go forward. And a foul again against Indonesia. Maybe it's the Malaysian time right now to react at that really early goal from the team, for the Indonesian team. Sorry. And maybe Malaysia tries. That's going hard, but Malaysia maybe will try to score on that action. It's complicated, and they are going to push again. They are on the right side of the goal, but will they score? Apparently not. Still fighting. Maybe it's the time for the Malaysian team right now. A big battle into the right corner, into the right wall. And unfortunately, I think they lost the possession to that action. Oh no, watch out, maybe to that drive. Oh no, it stops directly from by Indonesian guys. And Malaysia will try to fight again, and maybe look at that attack, try to flick the puck out. It was not far from the goal, it was really close. But again, Indonesian defense is pretty well handled. And for the moment, still 1-0, and it's complicated right now for Malaysia after the big situation right now, the big action. But they keep on pushing once again. Malaysia will try to push. They lost the puck a bit early, unfortunately, and Indonesia is back at it. They're going into the counter attack. Oh, and now look at that. So still pushing, but they lost the puck once again. No, they get it back. Nice flick, maybe to find the colleague. Does it? The puck went in. Does the puck went in? It looks like not, but everybody is there right now. And just for the second action, just put the puck into the goal. But that was a really nice handle by the Indonesian team. And that's too bad for Malaysia, because they got the opportunity to tie the game a few seconds before, but at the end Indonesia just fought back, and it was tough for Malaysia, and Indonesia just called the timeout after that goal. So as usual, you got 1 minute to rest if you want to drink, if you want to chit chat. Feel free, you got 1 minute right now. And if you just join us, as usual, first of all, welcome. And second of all, we are in the second game of the day in the court one. On the first game, it was Indonesia against Malaysia in the women's bout, and Indonesia won that game 10-0. Right now, it's the second match of the day, and exactly the same teams, Indonesia against Malaysia, but this time in the men's bout. And for the moment, Indonesia scored twice, and Malaysia didn't. So 2-0 and there is 6 minutes remaining on the first half of that game, and that's the end of the timeout. Those two teams are back at it again. And Indonesia continues to put some pressure on the Malaysian team. Look at it, they are really not far from the goal, not even 3 meters from the goal right now. But they're finally hiding into the left corner. Maybe look at that nice flick. Maybe it will be in that action. It looks like not. It finally went into the corner, but it was really not far from the third goal of the game. Indonesia is still putting some pressure. Indonesia is still pushing, and it's complicated for Malaysia to resist to the multiple assaults from Indonesia. And look again. Maybe it will be on that one. No, I think it didn't went in. There is a foul, but against Malaysia, so Indonesia got another opportunity. Got another opportunity to push the puck in, and they're really not far from the goal, not even 3 meters. But Malaysia just got the puck back. Maybe they will manage to go. Oh no, they lost the puck again, and the nice flick from Indonesia right now. I think the puck went in. And yes, it is. That's the third goal of the game, but that's a really hard work from Indonesia, because that was a tough battle. Malaysia managed to try to defend pretty hard, but at the end, unfortunately, they concede another goal. It's already 3-0, and Malaysia just called a timeout right now. So once again, they're trying to think about what just happened and try to change their strategy, maybe chit chat a bit together. But that's a really tough situation right now for Malaysia, because they got the opportunity several times to score a goal, but at the end, the Indonesian guys showed just more power, simply. Anyway, their numerous attacks, they finally collapsed for the moment, but it's not the end of the game at all. There is still 4 minutes remaining into the first half, so everything is possible yet. And it's going to be on the other side of the court again. Malaysia who's trying to drive. I know, I think they lost the puck right now. No, they didn't. Malaysia who tried to push. Again, it's going hard in the center. Everybody is really ready, fighting for the puck, but Indonesia just right now got the puck. They try. Nice flick again. Nice pass for the forward. And Indonesia who push again. And look at that nice drive. For the moment, their conservation of the puck is really efficient in the Indonesian side, but Malaysia just defended well and took the puck back. I spoke too fast. They lost the puck directly, unfortunately. Maybe watch out to that action, because they are really not far from the goal, and they are trying to come back into the center. They just didn't manage to push the puck in. It's going completely to the other side right now. But once again, it's house is burning into the Malaysian side. And I think it's going to be in right now. It's just no, I think it didn't went in right now. But nice follow, and this one it went in. Yeah, it was a bit complicated at the first attempt, but then secondly, They didn't let the opportunity and push the puck back in. And that's 4-0 and 2 minutes remaining into the first half. Malaysian team is having a hard time right now, but as you can see, they are still fighting pretty hard. Oh, it looks like the referees are disagree. What happened right now? And if you want to know the score right now on the court 2, the game is between Philippines and Singapore. We are 5 minutes. There is 5 minutes left in the first half, and for the moment, Philippines scored 1 goal and Singapore scored absolutely no goal. So 1-0 for the Philippines right now on the court 2. So depending who you want to cheer on, you got the opportunity to go either to the court 1 or the court 2, but no matter the court, there is already a lot of pressure and a lot of beautiful game into both courts. So feel free if you love underwater hockey, to if you like beautiful game, beautiful plays. No matter the court, you will have what you want. And I think after that ref timeout, there is one Indonesia player into the sin bin. Yeah, 2 minutes penalty, but it's still a bit unclear right now into that game. So that's a power play situation right now for Malaysia. They will end the first half of that game with one more player than Indonesia. Maybe that's their time. Will they take advantage of that power play? We will see that. Right now, for the moment, it's in Indonesia who got the puck again. And yeah, smart move from Indonesia to directly go into the wall, trying to block the puck because there is still time is flying during that time, so it's really a good strategy. But Malaysia is still pushing. They know that they got the only opportunity to score goals. They have to take the advantage of the situation. Unfortunately, they lost the puck right now, and watch out for the counter attack of Indonesia. It can be really quick. Oh, nice conservation of the puck, and then they manage to advance again and again. So going into the right side of the goal, but it's really well handled again by Indonesia. With one player left, there's only a few seconds remaining into the first half, so it will lead to absolutely nothing. But that was still a nice drive and a nice move from Indonesia, and that's the end of the first half of that game. 4-0 for Indonesia between Malaysia, and there will still be one player less into the beginning of the second half, so it will be pretty tough for the following of the game. We see us in a few minutes for the second half of that game. Stay with us. And here we go again into the second half of that game between Indonesia and Malaysia. And for the moment, Malaysia is still in the power play situation because they are 6 against 5 right now. But it will be a matter of seconds because the number 12 will come back into the game really soon in 10 seconds precisely. Still 4-0 between those two teams, and it's going really hard directly into the other side of the court. And that's it. They are right now 6 against 6. And I think Indonesia just got the puck back right now. Oh, and watch out, watch out, that counter attack right now. They are going really hard at the other side of the court, all around. Amazing counter attack again, and finally it went in. Incredible, incredible drive and incredible counter attack. And obviously the goal is confirmed by the referees, and that's the 5th goal of the game with that amazing drive from Anthony Lemanwono. But that was a really beautiful tour de force. Wow, what a way to begin that second half for Indonesia. And once again they are back at it. Look at that. Indonesia still pushing right now, still pushing really hard. And it begins to be complicated for Malaysia at the beginning of that second half. But you know, it's important to fight till the very end. And oh, it was not close to go into the goal, but glove foul on the way. So Malaysia got the puck back. And watch out again because Indonesia just took the puck back and the second wave just arrived. Did the puck went in? No, it didn't. But they are going into the right corner right now, so it's a bit hard for Malaysia. And they are still pushing really hard, pretty hard, to be honest. What a battle. What a battle. They are really not far from the goal. And the foul is against Malaysia right now. So Indonesia is still putting some pressure on the Malaysian goal. And ref timeout is called right now. Apparently they disagree about something, even if it looks like one Indonesian player is sent into the sin bin for 5 minutes that time. So I think it was an unsportsmanlike conduct, because 5 minutes into the sin bin for Indonesia, so it will be the opportunity again for Malaysia to score a goal. A 5-minute power play, it could be pretty helpful to be back into that game. 10 minutes remaining into the game right now, and Malaysia who is pushing back. But finally it's It's Indonesia who is trying to drive, going directly into the wall. That's maybe the time. That's maybe the time for Malaysia, who is still pushing. Unfortunately, they lost the possession of the puck. And look at that speed again. Completely rushing into the left wall, and maybe arriving into the goal. That's really an amazing demonstration from Indonesia, but Malaysia still defended the puck pretty well, just at the edge of the goal. And they are still pushing again, and I think they flick the puck in, and yes, that's a goal. That's a goal from Indonesia. Goal for Indonesia. That's pretty impressive, because I have to remind that they are only 5 into the water, so and for 3 minutes again. And by the way, Malaysia just called the timeout because of that situation. So 1 minute break into that game, and still an amazing performance by Indonesia to score a goal in with one less player into underwater. But yeah, it's begin to be a bit tough for Malaysia, even for in your mind, to know that they are one less, but you still got struggles to find a way. And we're back at it again into that second half. I remind you that it's already 6-0 for Indonesia against Malaysia. Indonesia is still one player less for 3 minutes more. And there is 9 minutes remaining into the second half of that game. Indonesia, who got the puck again, who tried to drive into the right side. That's incredible to see how Indonesia handles the game even with one player less. That's pretty impressive, but Malaysia didn't say their last word. They are going back at it again. And Indonesia still pushing. Once again, they're really not far from the Malaysian goal. Maybe just need one drive, and it looks like the puck went in once again. Yes, it is. That's the second goal scored into that power play situation. 7-0 right now for Indonesia. It even looks like they are better with one less player, so that's really a weird situation. But incredible tour de force. And there is a little less than 8 minutes remaining into the second half, and 7-0 into Indonesia with between Indonesia and Malaysia. And big battle again into the wall, in the wall. But obstruction called against Indonesia this time. And for Faris Megadito, it's beginning to be a bit long out of the water right now. Already 4 minutes without their teammates. And Indonesia, who got the puck once again. Nice flick to find their teammate, still going, rushing into the left side. But Nice steal from Malaysia. It's really they really managed to find their colleague, to find their teammates. Nice passes right into the sticks, and that's how they manage. Oh, once again maybe. Or look at that breakthrough. Maybe it will be the eighth goal of the game, and it came from an amazing flick once again, directly into the stake, and once again another goal scored by Indonesia in their power play in that power play situation, but it will be the end. There will be finally 6 against 6, and that's pretty funny because even when they were one player less, they just scored 3 goals against Malaysia. So let's see what will happen when there will be 6. But pretty impressive power play from for Indonesia. Pretty nice handled. And Malaysia back at it again. We try to push. Unfortunately, the pass was directly into the a black stick. And Malaysia tries to protect the puck. Oh, nice pass again into the wall. But nice steal from the number 10. And watch out maybe to that again counter attack. Nice pass for their forward, but he didn't manage to handle the puck correctly, and they lost the possession. But they took it back. Big flick again, maybe, but not enough to go into the goal. And what a pressure by Indonesia right now. That's pretty amazing. And the glove foul right now against Malaysia. 4 minutes remaining into that second half, and still 8-0 between Indonesia and Malaysia. And Indonesia is pushing again. They're really playing till the very last second. That's really amazing from Indonesia, and they scored another one as I told that sentence. Pretty impressive by Indonesia. Goal from Christopher Limanwono. And it's pretty intense into in the Code B between Philippines and Singapore, because for the moment the game is tied 1-1, and there is 10 minutes remaining into the second half, so it's a pretty tight game for the home team. If you want to follow that game, it's right now on the court 2. If we are staying with us, you will see the end of that game between Indonesia and Malaysia, and there is no surprise anymore because it's already 9-0 for Indonesia against Malaysia. So, and another goal is just called right now. Yes, confirmed by the referees. It's now 10-0 into that game. That's pretty well handled by Indonesian guys. But that's funny how a dream situation became a nightmare in that game, when they have Indonesia just got a 5-minute penalty. It could be the opportunity for Malaysia to fight back and try to be back in the game, and unfortunately they conceded 3 goals during that period, so it completely ended the situation. And Indonesia, who is pushing again. Nice pass once again. It will be not far from and another goal scored. I think like at the end of that second half, Malaysian guys completely collapsed. Unfortunately, it's really hard for them to handle the big Indonesian wave, and that goal from Andika Daryano, the number one. But it's really tough, really complicated right now for Malaysia. I don't know, maybe they run out of breath. It would be funny for another water hockey player. And still 1 minute remaining into that game, and it's pretty one-sided right now. So Indonesia is still pushing, still playing till the very end, and they were not far from scoring another goal. Still 11-0 between those two teams, and right now, yes, they pushed again, and it's another goal scored by Indonesia, and now right now it's really hard for Malaysia. They are just out of power. So it's 12-0. And it will be the end of that game really soon, because there is not much that 20 seconds remaining. So it will be the last.
Are you a kid of sir?
Yeah, we are in the last seconds of the game,
That's for kids only.
and it will be over right now. That's the end of that game between Indonesia and Malaysia. 12-0 final score. Final score is really a hard time for Malaysian guys, but really well done as well from Indonesia. They handled the game pretty well with that power play during 5 minutes, and they managed to score 3 goals with 1 player less, so that's pretty impressive. So we will see us in a few minutes for the next game of that competition. See ya.